Uh, Hello, William. My name's Eli. I like math, and my roommate got a 3D printer at the start of the pandemic, so I started 3D printing stuff. And for a while, I've wanted to make a kinetic sculpture that is just a bunch of gears that counts in binary. So this is what I have. Well, this is really kind of one digit, but we've got this mutilated gear. So this is enough to move this, engage with this gear half of the time. And then we've got some indexing going on here, and there's a little undercut on this gear so we can move. So it engages 50% of the time. So in one revolution, it's going to revolve this 180 degrees. So there's a half revolution for every revolution of this gear, which is going to move a cam that is going to have here, this would be raised up like this. So we have a cam, and then we'd have a shaft coming up there. You can see I put some stuff in to hold the shaft, but it takes many hours of 3D printing just to get these pieces out. And I have to redesign the actual cam just because when I had a marker somewhere. I tried using this as a shaft, and it wouldn't, when it was on the lower bit, trying to push it up, it didn't work there. But I got the gears. The gears all work. And the theory of this is it engages half the time, and then I'm going to have... something unscrewed. I have another mutilated gear that's going to be... This is like a set. This is going to be at one digit, and then it's going to be connected to multiple sets of these, and it's going to have the mutilated gear. This is going to engage with another gear that's attached by axle to a mutilated gear that's going to run another digit, and then we're going to chain these together so each digit is engaging half as much as the digit before it, because I didn't want it to be like gear ratios where it was moving faster, because I wanted it to move from a 1 to a 0, sit there, then move from a 0 to a 1. So I came up with this mutilated gear system where instead of having a speed, it's an engagement level, and each time it engages half as much. So the digits over here will move up and down every other time this does one cycle, and the one there, and it chains half as much, working along, creating a binary counter. But, so that's the math, that's the science, and I know I need a ton of these, but they take forever to print these individual things, so I'm thinking of doing molds, making molds so I can make resin prints to do a bunch of these, so I can have a full wall of these. So I want to have a crank that we count how many times people crank this at the convention. It's just going to be a big counter. It's like an art piece that counts how much engagement there is with the project. And I have the intention is to have a crank that whether you rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise, the gear that it drives is always going to move in the same direction, so no one can kind of wind it back. So it's a bit of an art piece there. And this is more of a joke that I've expanded upon after I've sat with the concept of doing a binary sculpture. Is, okay, imagine all of this hidden under a box, and then instead of it just being some marker that's going up and down, a little digit, it's going to be a dick. And then you have a bunch of dicks in boxes, and you're cranking on it, and the dicks come in and out of the boxes. I don't know if that's necessarily brand safe for opensauce, but that's like another layer of art added on top of the science in itself as a piece, with or without the dicks, is cool science about art. I mean, art about math, those things. So I just want to, like, yeah, have a cool thing that is an engaging activity and it's an art piece, but also it would be funny if there were dicks to it. And I have this jacket. That jacket, I'm going to make a video about dicks and boxes out of gears, because I have this other little project that I made for my friend that kind of inspired taking this. That was an offshoot of this. Whatever. So there's the sculpture. It's going to have a bunch of these pieces. These are mutilated gears driving other gears half the time. And there's going to be a chain. We have a cam and shaft system. I've also learned that there's something like a Geneva, I don't want to say Geneva Convention, because that's not the right thing, but a Geneva something that does something similar to this. So maybe I'm not going to use a cam and shaft. I'll readdress this, but the basic gear system will chain with each other to mimic this, engaging half of the time to count in binary without awkward speed ups with standard gear ratio stuff. So I just want to have a crank, do that, just see how much cranking happens at opensauce. And I'm down in San Diego. My parents live up in Camarillo. So, afterwards, if you are interested, if Dick in Boxes is not brand safe, but you want Dicks in Boxes as an art piece, I can deliver this to you, because I don't know, my roommates probably don't want a bunch of Dick in Boxes, and it will take up some room. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to make shit. So thanks for giving me a deadline. Yeah. Thanks.